Can you sponsor your brother or your sister to Canada? The short answer is no, not under the regular family sponsorship. So a lot of people think they can sponsor their brothers or sisters to Canada the same way you can sponsor a spouse, a parent, or your child. But siblings are not part of the family members you can normally sponsor under Canada's family class immigration. In essence, you cannot sponsor your brother, your sister, half siblings, your step siblings, your adult nieces or nephews, cousins, uncles, and aunts. However, there are only few exceptions, and most people do not qualify under these exceptions. So the first exception would be the lonely Canadian rule, which is very, very rare. So you may sponsor one relative of any age, including a sibling, only if you have no spouse, you have no partner, you have no living children, you have no living parents or grandparents, you have no other family members in Canada or abroad that you could sponsor. In fact, you are actually a lonely Canadian, and this applies to less than 1% of cases of people who apply to sponsor their family members. So if you don't fall under this exception, you cannot sponsor a sibling. Then the second exception would be an orphaned sibling or relative who is under 18 years. So you cannot sponsor them if they are above 18, but you can sponsor your brother, sister, your niece, nephew, or even your grandchild if they are under the age of 18 and both parents are deceased, they are not married or in a common law relationship, no adult is legally responsible for them. So, like I said, this also applies to a very small number of situations. So, if your sibling doesn't fall under the exceptions, they must come to Canada through other pathways, such as the express entry, provincial nominee programs. They can as well come as temporary residents, get a study permit, a work permit, and become permanent residents, and the normal economic streams that award points for having a sibling in Canada. But you cannot sponsor them like you would normally sponsor a spouse or a parent. So before you start your application, remember you cannot sponsor your brother or sister unless you fit one of the rare exceptions. So don't waste time and money on the wrong pathway. Follow us for more immigration tips and subscribe.